Let's see. I think my stealth's finally charged again. Toasted the reactive. Actually, we could probably do the video on the AVGN clones. I remember, if I remember correctly, the final entry had a morbid plot twist. If you guys know, you know. Alright.
James Rolfe and his character, the angry video game nerd, is one of the most influential people that have ever graced the internet. And I think a lot of people don't seem to realize that. The foundation for content creation on the
I realize it.
basically all thanks to him.
I grew up
He
with a
was
lot of
one
Vtubers.
if not the first internet celebrity to ever exist, starting all the way back in 2004.
This game sucks.
He was one person you would constantly look to for new entertaining content. You were constantly coming back for more. He had personality and a nice hook that a lot of people grew to love. Nowadays, there are literally hundreds, thousands of people out there making content for you to watch and keep your dopamine receptors in check. But back in, 2006, there was slim pickings. And James was one of them that didn't have me reaching for a way out.
Oh my god, I got detention! The teacher told me that I got too many tardies, so now I got detention!
Death cannot come soon enough.
AVGN is now
Yeah.
seen as an internet classic
Reasonable.
and a piece of internet history. I mean, yeah, he's still making videos to this day, but you can't beat the old stuff. And that was true even back then, because due to the success of his series, there was of course going to be others who wanted that fame as well. And their solution to getting that fame was doing the exact same thing James was doing.
Yeah. Let's just face it. It was with the RantTube era, AVGN clones were just kinda inevitable. Yeah, if anyone remembers the RantTube era, you probably know that very few of them are around anymore. This is mainly because as rant tubers just kind of got phased out when social media became more prevalent. Okay, so yeah, back to this.
In the late 2000s, you saw angry game reviewers everywhere you went. The ticket to success was being unnecessarily angry at some video games, swearing up a storm, and using Adobe After Effects to destroy the game in increasingly over-the-top ways. Some of these obviously have way more effort put into them than others, but none of them could compare to what James was doing. But also, some of these got really bad.
Fucking kill game designers!
This event
Oh, nice
was
backs.
Ass!
Although before we start, I want to mention one real quick. One of the first people doing the same thing James was doing was RMake21. Now, RMake was obviously taking cues from James, but he did it in his own unique way and gave it his own personality.
Fingers,
Yeah.
fingers dancing all over.
The videos were obviously way lower quality than what James was doing, but they were still really enjoyable. Just because someone is obviously copying something doesn't automatically make it bad. RMake's videos were like going to a hole-in-the-wall restaurant. The food is sloppily piled on your plate and it looks bad from a distance, but when you actually went and tasted it, it was really good. I'm bringing him up now because it should be known, and I'm terribly sorry to anyone just now learning this info that loved RMake's videos in the past. RMake21, Marcus Sparacio, passed away in late January of this year.
Yeah.
One of the old guards of Angry Gamers on YouTube.
Yeah, that's actually how I learned of his death. And it kind of reminds you that the old guard's just dying now. Literally, in Armic's case, unfortunately.
Is no longer with us. And may God rest his soul and condolences to his family. I thought it would be an insult not to mention Armic and his legacy in this video. But now that we've got the condolences out the way, let's see how deep this rabbit hole goes.
Hello, random ASMR channel. How'd you get in here?
So what better way to start off a video with AVGN wannabes than talking about the angry video game nerd himself? Apparently, that's what the notes say. Yeah, I already worshipped him enough in the intro, so why don't we talk about one of his episodes to get ourselves in the right headspace. What the hell? Damn, James must be falling on some hard times. The budget has taken a considerable hit. Did the Screenwave money run out?
Super Metroid is considered one of the best video games in the world.
Who the hell is that? That's not James. What the hell did I just click on? Okay, enough of this bit. This is very obviously not James Rolfe or his work. This is Isvaffel, or as he's often called, Jaco. Jaco is from the great country of Finland! And it's very obvious when you hear him speak. English is not his first language. In fact, I dare to even call this English.
I am talking about the best game on any handheld system and also the best Zelda game.
I can barely understand what he's saying in most of his videos. Any criticisms are completely thrown out the window because I cannot genuinely tell what the criticisms are.
You can hide as enemy. And you can also become invincible like Predator. Like I am now invincible. And I will kill that... Oh. That man somehow noted me, but...
In fact, while we're at it, he's not very angry, is he? Where's the anger in this angry video game nerd video? In fact, I would dare say Jaco is a pioneer. Jaco is not the AVGN, but he is instead the ASMR. This could easily pass as one of the first ASMR channels on YouTube. His voice is very calm and soothing. It's anything but angry.
Kaasille. Yes, that voice, Jaakko. I suppose there's no escaping destiny here. I think I finally get weapon.
You can look in the comments of his more popular videos and see people talking about how soothing his voice is and how it helps them sleep. Jaco had something going for him, and he didn't even realize it, especially back then. Oh, and I wouldn't recommend any videos in particular, because this man has hundreds of game reviews. Hundreds of these things. Because as you can obviously tell, there isn't much effort in these videos at all.
Persistent troll.
Instead, all it seems to be is booting up an emulator, turning your mic on, and just commenting on what you see.
What? One hit, one kill. Even though I was Super Mario, I got killed.
Oh god, the emulator filters he's using is truly sinful. Looking good. Very rarely does Jaco show
Christ, I actually remember when that
it gives off an incredible
was actually a
vibe.
popular filter. Those were dark times. Really dark times.
I guess we have to find out.
I feel like I'm watching the intro to a snuff film. And keeping up with that unnerving vibe, I can't talk about Jaco without talking about his most famous review. His Super Metroid review. When the actual review starts, he seems to be out of it and pointing out the most plainly obvious things about the game. And around 2 minutes into the video, this happens.
Open door.
What even is that noise?
If it wasn't plainly obvious by now, this dude is just having a laugh. These low-effort wastes of time were just made to trick people into thinking they were actual AVGN videos, and this is what they got instead. Back then, people were pissed. Today, this dude is just kind of a meme now, mostly due to the phrase he utters constantly, "Open door."
Open door. Open door. Open door. Open door.
The wildest thing about this dude, however, is the fact he has a very small and niche fan base, and this fan base still sort of exists to this day. They swear by the sword that Jocko was actually the original angry video game nerd and started doing the whole angry gamer shtick way before James did, even though he's not angry in the slightest. There are still some dedicated Jocko fanboys out there.
It's a fun joke.
You just have to really search for them. I don't know how they still exist, because it seems Jocko has just left everything behind. I have no clue where he's gone to, and I can find no info online, so he will probably stay as the internet enigma he is. Overall, Jocko is harmless. In fact, he's the opposite of harmless. Watching his videos makes
Harmful?
me feel calm and safe. I just wanna sleep for a while. You on bit.
Throats are...
Classic.
We really got a good variety of angry reviewers back in the day, all unified of doing the exact same thing James did, and of varying quality. But you have to remember, some people did not have access to the resources James did. James went to film school and had some knowledge of the movie-making process. Some people didn't get the opportunity to do that, some had no access to high-tech cameras or special effects, but they still tried their hardest to be like his character. This, of course, would lead to cases like this. This is the angry, pissed off, hardcore gamer. And if you couldn't tell, he means business. He's going to turn to the things
Jesus
you love
fucking
and love
Christ.
with, including the shit cube, the shitbox 360, and the place where it all comes from.
I wouldn't mind tasting it.
His real name is Eric Abramov, and as you can tell, he's Russian. So English is also not his first language.
Doesn't have that much very good games.
Okay, it's been long enough. It's time to stop ignoring the elephant in the room. That elephant being Eric himself. Eric himself is a very imposing and noticeable individual.
You're a big guy.
For you.
It's to the degree where it actually has an impact on his videos, where he resorts to pointing at things he wants to talk about with a broom handle.
This is my Xbox One. This is my Xbox 360.
Like, legit, the jokes write themselves. He's even acknowledged his weight in his videos and is self-aware about it. But honestly, that's low-hanging fruit. I'm not here to mock a man for his weight in videos that are well over a decade old. We don't body shame on this channel. We just make self-deprecating jokes about autism, that's all. So, I will not be making any more comments or jokes on this man's appearance. I will be playing this music, though. Eric was very clearly doing the same thing James Roth was doing, and he didn't even try to hide it. He even used the AVGN theme song in one of his videos. Now, the AVGN was criticizing things for how broken or frustrating they were. The angry, pissed-off gamer criticized them for minor problems and thought that was worthy of destroying them, whether with special effects or actually breaking things with a hammer.
It's not good. It doesn't even work.
Well, as you can tell, Eric's production values were not very high. He seems to be working with MS Paint and Windows Movie Maker to make his stuff, and while it may come off as cheap to some, this gives the videos these sort of weird, nostalgic feel when this is actually what a lot of people did back then. You can tell he's really trying to be badass and hardcore with these, and oh, sweet Jesus! Now that is actually kind of terrifying. Imagine waking up in the middle of the night and this thing is staring at you. You could jump scare someone with this pretty effectively. The thing about the videos are, they are unintentionally hilarious. Like, you can tell Eric is trying so hard to be badass and witty, but it falls on its face so hard it wraps around to being hilarious.
Graphics by ATI. ATI, my ass!
His insults and his mockery of things are genuinely into so bad it's good territory.
This looks like a fucking chocolate chip cookie.
And then there's these incredibly long pauses between every single quip, like he's trying to think about what to say. It becomes so awkward, I can't help but laugh.
And plus, what the fuck?
But then there's a sad aspect to this when you realize this guy just became a laughingstock on the internet because of how hard he botched this whole angry reviewer thing. There's a video out there of album pictures of his life and shows you this guy had a life outside this, and yet this is his legacy.
Ah, well.
Eventually, Eric gave up on the whole angry reviewer shtick and just decided to review things normally, and tried to be an actual informative reviewer. And I wouldn't say he succeeded at this either.
And the power port right here.
And even after this, it seems that Eric gave up on reviews altogether and decided to focus on his own life. He lost some weight and decided to become religious. Yeah, he became a man of God, and sometimes would post religious videos online in his own Eric way.
You can bow on your hands and knees and kiss God's ass all you want.
And nowadays, Eric is still online, sort of. I actually found his YouTube channel, and sadly during the editing of this, he seems to have removed almost all of his videos. But the one thing I do remember, he had a lot of videos of him making art of women with huge badonkers. So he's found himself a hobby. A man of God and a man of taste, I see. I hope I didn't come off as too mean-spirited.
Nah, man, he got rid of the
Because honestly, he probably had the
with
best
big
future out
titties.
of anyone else in this video, as you'll soon find out.
I'll let
He
down.
got his shit together and went on to do something with his life. For something he's actually passionate about. That has to be admired. He said he just wanted to entertain people and had no issue with people loving or hating the videos, and admits the videos were just, well, bad.
If you like them, you like them. If you don't like them, don't like them. I don't give a fucking shit if people like my videos or not. The reason I did those videos was on purpose to make people laugh.
Well, Eric, I would say you still succeeded, even if not in the way you intended. These videos are some of the funniest and nostalgic things I've seen in a long time. They are a true form of art. This is genuinely the YouTube version of The Room. It's trying so hard, it ends up amazing. I would say you made your mark in history, Eric. You should be proud of that.
Oh, hey, a stalker.
Many people might notice a distinct lack of irate gamer in this video, and I understand why you might think that. Well, that would be because, well, irate gamer just doesn't give me much to work with. His videos are pretty self-explanatory. He had the special effects and characters. He had way worse jokes.
Ugh, somebody call 911, because I was robbed.
But overall, the videos aren't bad. They're just lesser AVGN. They aren't poorly made or anything like that. In fact, they probably had a ton of effort put into them. But overall...
Spoiler, turns out he actually did have a lot to talk about with the Irate Gamer.
Overall, Chris Boers and his channel are just fine. I have nothing to say on his videos. So we're going for the guy people usually talk about after Chris Boers. Let's talk about Game Dude.
Look at me, I'm Donkey Kong!
Game Dude was the "we have AVGN at home" of Canada.
And leave!
He aped AVGN even harder than Chris did. Chris at least somewhat attempted to differentiate himself in some capacity. Game Dude aped the style as closely as he could. He wasn't even subtle about it.
I'd have more fun letting a gorilla hammer coconuts up my nostrils!
He even says in some of the videos,
like the nerd always said, what were they thinking?
As if James and his character is some sort of holy figure whose word is gospel. As for the videos themselves, well, the production value is high, pretty on par with Irate Gamer. You can tell Game Dude knew what he was doing when he was making these. The issue is, well, he comes off as a tryhard. He tries way too hard to copy what James was doing, and he does everything James does, but lesser. No, even lesser than Irate Gamer. Game Dude is the last kid you pick in Dodgeball. You only watch him if you really have no other choice. If James and Chris were banned in your household, then this was your only option.
It would be less irritating listening to a constipated hyena laughing hysterically, trying to take a shit but just can't while giving birth to 4 giant quadruplets.
The thing that makes Game Dude interesting is the man behind it. Game Dude's real name is Alex, and Alex is quite the strange individual. It's more than just being Canadian.
Their flag is a fucking leaf.
Alex is a weird and crazy person. He mostly got
To say the
because
least.
He shilled his reviews in the comment sections of the AVGN and Irate Gamer videos, which annoyed a lot of people. Spam
Cringe.
shilling is pretty much universally frowned on, and well, I can't say it didn't work. That's how I found out about him all those years ago. So there's the obnoxious shilling, and then there's Alex.
I found out about him through commentary
Alex
channels.
refused to let a video get below 3 star. Oh shit.
Ah,
Zoomers don't
fuck.
know what the hell the star rating system.
Oh, god damn it. I'm not that old. I know what... Knowing what the 5 stars doesn't make you old. Oh, am I kidding?
Back in the day, instead of thumbs up or thumbs down, there was a 5-star rating system. The more stars, the better the received the video is. There. Anyway, Alex refused to let any video get below 3 stars. And every time one did, he would delete the video and re-upload it to refresh the rating. As you can imagine, this got very annoying with his subscribers, who just wanted new stuff instead of the same video re-uploaded just because it went below the rating he wanted. But his subscribers wouldn't have to worry about that, because soon he would stop uploading game reviews altogether. He instead started posting video of Canadian wildlife.
What is this liminal space ass bullshit?
Why? Why this sudden shift in content?
Hey, want some chocolate? Look. Chocolate goose.
Well, it would soon come to light what had happened in Alex's personal life. It turns out, Alex had found himself in a relationship with a girl. Yes, he actually found love in the battlefield that is Angry Game Reviewing. Alex was deeply in love with this girl, to an absurd degree,
kinda?
and would do anything for her. But
And by
sadly,
kinda, I mean,
the
no,
relationship after a
it
while
wasn't love.
fell apart. Alex was heartbroken. He truly believed this girl was the love of his life, and he could find no one else on this earth that could replace her. And honestly, how can you look at this face and not believe this man wasn't drowning in a sea of women? So he then spent a good majority of his time stalking this
Incel
girl,
alert.
trying everything in his power to get her back, hiding in bushes outside her house, harassing her family members, calling her a multitude of times a day that goes well into the double digits. Everything. He even sent her choreographed love songs to make her feel something, anything for him again. And as you would expect, none of this worked. Alex felt like his side of the story wasn't being told, and he eventually came out with his point of view using toy dinosaurs.
You promised.
What?
Just you and I. What happened? Well, I just said that 'cause you were bugging me. You did not mean your promise. I was bugging you by
this video is 2 hours long, by the way.
You're really not helping your case, dude.
Netflix when you have this masterclass of cinema. This would all end up getting the police involved, and even a court case. Alex was scheduled to appear in court, but he didn't. Instead, he fled the country. Yep, he just up and left everything behind. As of 2023, nobody knows where he is. Alex is a wanted Canadian fugitive.
And I don't think we still do, actually. Yeah, no one knows where he is or where he even went. They don't even know if he's still alive. Hey.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen up. We have a fugitive that's been on the run for 90 minutes. Average foot speed over uneven ground barring injury is 4 miles an hour. That will give you a radius of 6 miles.
Alexander 4488, from AVGN knockoff to stalker to wanted criminal on the run. Will he ever be seen again? Only time will tell.
Probably not.
Whether it be his mediocre reviews, his insane ramblings and stalking of an innocent woman, or anything in between, only one thing remains certain. That theme song is catchy as hell.
Yeah, I'll admit, the theme song is pretty... was pretty catchy.
When I originally started this video topic, I thought I was going to have a smorgasbord of topics to choose from. And technically, I do. There are legit dozens and dozens of angry game critics I can choose from for this video. But the issue is, when looking at a majority of them, most of them aren't worth talking about. They're either really boring or trying to be bad on purpose.
He's the angriest gamer you ever heard. He's the angry video game nerd. I don't really know the rest of the words to this song.
Yeah, something else to note about the AVGN clones. It was AVGN ripoff were kind of entered meme status by that point. In fact, I think the only reason and they left meme status was the nostalgia critic just pointing out how stupid of an idea it is just to gatekeep AVGN clones. Yeah, that joke feud between the two was a lot more innovative than people really understand. Nowadays, I don't think anyone really even cares about AVGN knockoffs.
But the reason I'm angry is because of the game I got to review.
There's NC-17 Productions, one of the first AVGN knockoffs, and he's He's pretty.
They got 3 windows. Just fucking push the button when you're under them, right under them, because if you're just a little off, just a fucking little bit off, they don't fucking climb down the goddamn ladder. I mean, what sense does that make?
Yeah, he's pretty by the numbers. I could talk about Spoonie and the deep dark spiral he's been down, but that's been done to death. And besides, his videos are actually really good and still fun to watch.
I'd totally watch I'd still totally watch a video on that topic. Even if it's done to death, I'm sure you'd give your own spin to it.
Cold! Cold! Was I just yelled at by Barack Obama?
There's Retro Gamer 3 and his various reviews back then featuring characters like The Gaming. Oh.
Yikes!
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's a name that'll take off. I watched a lot of these, and the majority of them just have nothing to comment on. Like, give me something to work with here. So in some form of desperation...
Why did that monkey's paw over there just curl? I'm gonna hate this entry, aren't I?
I decided to look at James Rolfe's other shows to see if someone tried copying them. Board James was a no-go. No one dare tried to copy that because only James could have taken it in the direction it went. And then I looked at You Know What's Bullshit, his show about talking about the mundane things in life that pissed him off. It was a fun and relatable show. And for the most part, there were no takers on ripping off this show either. But I did find one. It's called...
You know what sucks? Traffic lights.
You know what sucks? You wanna know? Yeah? Grades.
Okay, why do I remember this voice from somewhere? Yeah, I totally understand that. Nerd's quality kinda stagnated over the years, so makes sense that you'd kind of stop watching him eventually. I mean, dude's been doing his shtick for roughly 2 decades at this point.
You know what sucks? CD jewel cases.
Yeah, this is pretty blatant. It seems to be some young adult just taking James Rolfe's idea and running with it to talk about what he thinks sucks. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but then again, this still doesn't give me much to work with, because it's just doing the exact same thing James did.
If you're gonna fill a quarter of the bag, then why not make the bag that size? It's a scam for your money! The only reason they put a little window near the bottom is to fool you, thinking there's more jerky in there than there really is.
But something seems off about the person making this. I feel like I've heard their voice somewhere before.
Yeah. I have too, and it's really bugging me.
You gotta take a piss, and of course the toilet's loud too. Thank God I don't have a turbo flush.
Like, yeah, I've definitely heard this guy somewhere else on YouTube, but I cannot put my finger on what.
Ass! No! Oh, God!
No, this can't be who I'm thinking of. It can't be.
You know the deal already. I play car cables, monster cables, whatever you want to call them, are bullshit. You'd think they'd be the perfect gadget to play your iPhone or iPod.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my God. No. If this is who I think it is, no, it can't be. It can't be. Let me see his face.
Props to you. I guess I should just resort to wearing...
Oh God, it is.
It's him. It's Randy Stair. For those who live under a rock, Randy Stair was a failed YouTuber who rode on multiple trends to try and become famous. After years and years of trying, his mental state started to degrade, and then he became obsessed with a ghost girl named Ember from the cartoon Danny Phantom. And then his entire channel shifted towards edgier and darker content surrounding Ember. Everything reached the boiling point when he then went into his place of work at a grocery store, killed 3 people and then himself, because he believed he would be reincarnated as Ember from Danny Phantom, the body he always wanted. I did not think he would show up on my search for AVGN knockoffs, but he did. These blatant attempts at copying James's work are some of the various things Randy did to become famous on the internet, and thus they were lost in the sea of YouTube content. These were made well before Randy lost his mind and dedicated his life to a fictional ghost girl from a cartoon before ending it. That will be his legacy, and not this. If you want a more in-depth look at Randy's life on the internet, there are plenty of videos to choose from. There's nothing more I can add on to this subject. Now,
I learned about him from a Medicare video, and his conclusion was one of the few things I actually do agree with him on. We should be laughing at. We shouldn't be intimidated by these types of murderers. We should be laughing and ridiculing them because fuck Randy Stair. Oh, hey Neopix.
I just feel disturbed this guy even showed up when researching this stuff. It just sort of sours the whole mood now. We went from a stalker to an actual murderer. I don't think we're getting any worse than that. I think it's
I
time
freaking hope not.
I feel so sorry for those victims that lost their lives, and to this basket case of all things. May God rest their souls. I really do think James Rolfe is one of the most important people on the internet, who inspired a ton of people to make their own videos and their own characters.
Oh, that's
instead of
interesting.
entertaining others on the web. Now they're everywhere, from every part of the globe, from every shape and size, and some went on to do good things, and then others who did really awful things. It can't be helped. You can't control who watches and looks up to you, but you should take pride in knowing you've helped make what the internet is today. God bless, like and subscribe, and good night to you all. Stay safe.
Yeah. Ending with ASMR is probably a better idea than just Randy Stair.